Hello, my friends. Happy Thursday. How are we this morning, this fine day? Please go ahead and say hi if you are tuning in, and let me know what you guys are working on. Let's know what you're sipping on. I made myself the delightful dirty chai that I like to make, and it's delightful. It's almost gone, too. I'm using Lizzie's cup. It's cinnamon roll. So what has everybody been up to since yesterday, since last we spoke? So yesterday morning, I went to Joann's, because I showed you the things, all the things, right? And then I came on, I did my live, and then I did a lot of school stuff with Lizzie. But during the day, I was chatting with Amber from JB's Crochet, and she said that she couldn't stop thinking about this one that I showed you guys. I can never do this right. Here we go. Bernat Sport Ombre Twist. So this was the one in the amethyst color way that she really wanted. And so I went back. She asked if I wouldn't mind checking back at Joann's at some point. And it was at the bigger Joann's that I have, which was not the one I went to in the morning. So if you know me, which I know most of you here would, I went back with no problem, right? Good morning, Mandy. How are you this morning? So I went back late in the afternoon. This was probably like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the evening, actually. I brought Jujubee, my car. We went together and had a grand old time. At that point, 60% off yarn, you guys, at the bigger one. That morning at the smaller one, it was still 50%. So they're obviously, even though they're in the same town, they're different, Good morning, Lisa. How are you this morning? Hope you're doing well. But yeah, so I went back. They still had the three colorways that they had of that particular, line of the Bernat. So I picked those up, but then of course, 60%, I had to keep looking around. Oh no, yeah, you were saying that, Mandy, that you thought it was allergies and all of a sudden it turned into a full-blown head cold. That sucks. It's right when the weather's trying to change. That's like the worst time, isn't it? Oh my goodness. So needless to say, I did go back and I found some more yarn. There was, so one of the things I got when I went to Goodwill, and I shared it yesterday, was I had found a bag of yarn and there were 2 unused skeins of the Bernat. It's like the Bernat blanket yarn, but it's in the like perfect phasing colors, right? So you get the kind of a pale tone that goes into really vibrant colors. So it came with the 2 blue shades. There was like a turquoise and a darker blue, right? And I checked on the label and it said that it would take like 4 of those to make a blanket. And so, because I was like, what am I going to make with it? I don't know, but it's really pretty. Well, while I was there, they had 2 other colorways. And that makes 4, you guys, which if I'm doing my math means I can make a blanket. So threw those in the cart. They hopped on in. Hi, Helix. How's it going? How are you today? Hoping I feel better by Saturday. It's my daughter's birthday party. Yeah, you got to feel better by then. Oh my goodness. That's too bad. Hopefully it's just like that 24-hour head cold and then it decides it's done with you and off on its own, Good morning. How's it going? Oh, how's it going? How's it going? Butterflies in the house. Lori is here. Hello, Lori. Good to see you too. I don't have music on today, you guys. Let me know if you feel it's missing. Let me know, and I can always find some. But I was looking up before I came on. I was looking up a picture that I'm going to share with you guys in a minute because I got a new cross stitch book, and there's one that I kind of want to alter. So I'll tell you all about it. Yeah, so went to Joann's. If you want to see the yarn, let me know. I will share it. I would never hold yarn back from you all. But yeah, so I found that blanket one and I'm really excited because I think they'll just phase into the 4 different colors that I got, and I think that's going to be really pretty. We need to discuss how much pink ombre I have for you. It's behind the wall. You want me to grab it? I'll tell you how much I got. I don't even know. I think I bought like might be 8 skeins, but I might, let me check, Helix. Hold the phone. Hang on. Bear with. It's right here behind the wall. Because I picked this up for Helix because she had mentioned on one of my other lives when I was sharing this, or I was sharing a different colorway that I had gotten, and she was saying I missed getting the pink one. So this is the one that I believe you were looking for. I got 2, 4, 6. Yeah, I got you 8. But depending on what you need, I mean, if you make me go back, you know, that's okay. Oh my gosh. Hi, Mandy. I'm finally feeling better, and my yuckies started Saturday night. So hopefully you feel better quickly. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Right? Sometimes those colds just, especially for me anyways, it seems like the cough lasts forever, right? That's like the part that takes the longest to leave. Ugh. Hi, Alexis. Store only has blanket. I do use, or I would be broken. I know. I bought a lot of blanket yarn when I was working on the Yummy Cats and stuff, but I didn't stop at the colorways for Yummy Cats. I just started buying a whole bunch of blanket yarn, which is good to have, you know, but at the same time, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have so much blanket yarn. What am I going to do? So it's beforehand, like prior weeks, as Joann's has been kind of slowly weeding out of their inventory, they have mostly had blanket yarn. And so I was like, okay, I'm good on blanket yarn. I don't feel that desire or need to buy more of it unless there was a specific character I was going to make or something that I didn't have. But for the most part, I was like, okay, we're good with blanket yarn. And then even like I had bought a bunch of those ginormous Bernat extra thick ones to make big Yummy Cats, right? But the amount of cost it was to ship the RAFFLE, I don't know that I'm supposed to say it, but whatever. The amount that it cost me to ship Mel, even within the United States, was ridiculous. And so I'm like, that is not going to happen. I'm not going to sell those things because it's just too much to ship. Nobody's going to want to pay that, you know? It was like $50 or something crazy like that. It was ridiculous. So I'm like, okay, so, but now what do? I have probably 10-ish of the giant skeins. And so I was talking to my son because I had bought colors to make big Yummy Cats for the kids. And I said, you know, would you rather have a giant Yummy Cat or a huge squishy soft blanket? And he was like, his eyes got really big and he's like, a blanket. And I was like, okay, done. So we're going to do some blankets. Hi, Rita and Shade. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, of course, Helix. What's the yardage? Good question. What is the yardage? 269 yards per skein for this one. And it's a 4-weight. So... And then, I mean, I don't know how accurate these are, but I do like it when they give you this, just because I don't ever know. I haven't done enough of anything or finished any projects, so I don't know that this is accurate to my body type, but like, that's kind of a nice gauge so you know how many skeins to buy, right? Hello, Monique. How'd your workout go this morning? Yeah, I sure can. Let me, bear with. Let me grab it. It's in the description too. Hang on. I always go the wrong way when I'm trying to scroll anywhere. Okay. I thought it was in the description. Is it not? How is that even possible? Okay, I'll find it. So anyway, I went on a journey for my walk this morning that I did. I actually decided that I was going to go all the way to my mom and dad's house. Because why not? You know, I mean, I was like, I'm already out and about, and I was curious to know how far away it was and how long it was going to take me to get to their house. Here's the link if you guys are interested in joining the membership as well. You're going to make a sweater, Helix? Nice. Excellent. Yeah, and I'm sure the blanket yarn, that's what I was kind of hoping they were going to say that, because it's in the top of my closet on the top of the rack, you know, and so I could utilize that space for more yarn and bins. So I'm like, how do I get rid of it? Okay, let's make some blankets really quick. The kids will love it. So anyway, it took me power walking, and I was actually, I averaged 16.5-minute power walk miles this time. So I upped my pace, apparently about like a minute better on timing. But it took about 26 minutes to walk to their house. And then I stayed, had a coffee, and then I walked back and took a different route. And that shaved off a minute or two. It wasn't too much, but total, I walked over 3 miles today. So I felt like I had done a lot, and I was a bit sore at the end of it because there's a lot of ups and downs and hills and that. So yay, Monique is now the newest Frizzy friend. It's so nice to have you in the hive, my friend. Yay! If you're on Discord, we do have a Discord for members, and it's very active. We're usually chatting throughout the day and sharing whatever people are working on and commenting and all that. So we would love to have you join us over there. And then, yeah. So anywho, yeah, so I walked all the way there, you guys. It was lovely. My mom was so surprised. She's like, I thought somebody was coming to sell me something. I was like, nope, I just brought your newspaper in for you. Here you go. A pin curl granny blanket for me. Pin curl granny blanket. What is that, Helix? You'll have to send me a picture because I've never heard of a pin curl granny blanket. Yay. Yeah, the Discord's lots of fun. I have not had as much to share because, so if you were on yesterday's live, I've been working on a video that I was going to post, and I still am going to post it. I'm still going to add to it as well because you'll note yesterday Lizzie basically was just like bringing over said item that is going to be what the video is kind of about. And I was like, Lizzie, that's why I was leaving it over there so it wasn't on camera. She just like dancing around with it. And I'm like, oh gosh, Liz. All right. Cat's out of the bag. Oh, it's a secret yarnery pattern. Nice texture and all that. Sweet. So I was like, okay, well, the cat's out of the bag, but the thing that I'm going to be doing with my video is I'm making things for it to wear as well. So I will have some kind of tutorial-y, extra little fun things in the video as well. So it'll definitely not just be like here, this is what I'm making. It'll have more things to it. So you're under tornado watch? Oh my gosh, Mandy. When is this going to end, you guys? All this crazy weather that's especially on you guys over on the East Coast. It seems like the weather over there has just been nuts, especially on the kind of like the bottom where Florida and then, you know, through up to Texas, I would say it seems like, and the North Carolina area. Just that whole area has just been slammed. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah, it's a plushie, but she was just like, you know, Lizzie, she can't keep a secret. Oh my gosh. A watch is not as bad as a warning, though. There was a game, I might have mentioned it before. There used to be a game, and probably still is, but Pandemonium Crafts, hello. Glad you could join us. Wild over here as well. Oh my goodness. Yeah, there was this Roblox game that basically it was Tornado Alley or something like that, and he would love playing it. But when he first started playing it, it freaked me out because they play the tornado sounds, you know, the alarm sounds that different states would have. They played those different sounds really loud when the tornado was coming, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's it. It just like, even though you know it's a game, it still kind of elicits that fear kind of response, you know, because it's such a known sound, right? Which one is worse, though? I always have to look it up. Yeah. Florida weather is always crazy. Yeah. Let's just hope we don't get it. They always showed Sharknadoes where they had like great white sharks were flying in the air from the tornado. Like, oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we did recently have kind of a random 5% chance, and it was mostly in Portland, but of a tornado. My daughter was freaking out. And I'm like, it's a like less than 5% chance, and it's more south than we are. So the chances of it actually gaining anything over here, it's much less, you know. So I wasn't too nervous about it. You don't usually get tornadoes actually touching down by us, though. Too much stuff in the way. Can't build up steam. Yeah. Southern Minnesota, though, they get rocked pretty often. Wow. That's nuts. Mandy, you're going to love my new cross stitch book. If you're new to watching the channel, I kind of I have ADHD, you guys, so I'm kind of all over the place. Yarn is always my love, making amis especially, but I've started to dabble in wearables and things, so I kind of go with the flow, you know, wherever my creativity takes me. Lately, cross stitch has been my jam. I'm working on a Goody Tama, like compilation one that is from Colorfully Sarah's shop. And then I just started another one, but I got this book, you guys. Creepy Cross Stitch by Lindsay Swearington. Have you seen this one, Mandy? It's so cute. I just wanted to share a couple of ones that I would love to make. Just some pictures. Like this is the moon with some bats. Isn't that pretty? Full moon. And she picks up, she says she gets vintage frames from thrift shops. So she frames them in all different kinds of things. This one's called Mid-Century Haunted. But I loved that it's got a ghost in the window and 2 black cats in there. Isn't that cute? I love it. But yeah, there's like a tarantula. I don't know if I'd be making that one. It has like a skull on its back too. You've been wanting this one? Oh my goodness. This is, okay, so this is the one that I wanted to share with you because I have an idea, and I might be nuts, but I think I could do it. So this one, it's like a haunted house, and you see it's got ghosts in the windows, and then it has a full moon above the trees. You see that? Okay, so I'm going to now share with you a picture that I saw at the giant garage sale that we had up here in Washington. And I wanted to get this picture for my husband, but I didn't because we have nowhere to put it. Like I didn't know where we would put it. He didn't know where we would put it. But here, hang on, let me bear with. I have it loaded up. So here we go. Okay, so he is a huge Pac-Man fan. So you can see the Pac-Man is the moon, right? And then you've got ghosties in the windows that are the ghosts from Pac-Man. And I was like, I could totally do this. I could totally change it up, right? And it's a haunted house, so it's the same kind of a thing. So that's my thought. I was thinking of just making that little, and it's a smaller thing, so you could just enjoy it, and it wouldn't take up your entire wall, you know, because that thing was huge. It was huge. Hello, Amber. How's it going? And Vima's here. How's it going, everybody? Cool thing about cross stitch is that you can change colors to match what you want. So you could change the cats to your cat's colors. That's very true. Yeah, that would be cute. Add a little white for Merlin's little mouth down his chest. And then Arthur's kind of a hodgepodge of colors, but isn't that cute, Amber? I know. We're such 80s geeks. You have 2 black cats? Oh, that's so cool. I love black cats. I have mine next to me. He's on his top of the 3-tier cart. Merlin is a tuxedo cat, so he's long-haired, and we get the lion cut because they're just so much more comfortable with that cut. Both of them, actually. So, Amber, any plans to hit Joann's again today, or any of your other stores that you like to go to? So, yeah, that's my book. I have more cross-stitch books coming because I did get a gift card for Mother's Day, and so I kind of went a little cross-stitch crazy. And I think I told you guys I had bought a box set of the Roald Dahl books for Lizzie and I to read because I love Roald Dahl, and I wanted to wanted her to read them. I haven't even read all of them, I realized. Lurking because I have to pay attention when doctor comes in. Oh, yeah, that's kind of important. Amber. She grew up with 2 black cats, and they're still alive and 14 years old. That's amazing. That is so cool. And they're still like full of piss and vinegar, or are they kind of slowing down yet, you know? My brother, he just lost his cat. He started really slowing down, and then he was like having a really hard time. And so they made that choice. And I think he was like 15 or 14 or something like that. He bit, though. He liked to bite people. I still remember there were 2 stories I remember. His name was Momo from Avatar, The Last Airbender. But anyway, so, okay, wait. This one I did. Where's my other one? Let me get my project here so I can crochet while we chat. So when Momo was little, he was found like under somebody's car or something, is the way the story goes. But he ended up, we were playing, remember like those Dance Dance games? It wasn't Dance Dance Revolution. It was the ones that can pick up your body movement. And so, you know, you just do whatever the moves are. There's no pad you're standing on. It was a Wii game. We were playing that or whatever, and Momo was being a little kitten self, you know. He's right underfoot, and I didn't see where he was, and I kicked my foot out, and I knocked one of his baby teeth out of his mouth. I felt so bad. That's probably why he bit me. Oh my goodness. But yeah, but there was a time where I went to hug him when he was little. I was like trying to snuggle him, and he sank his teeth into me like a snake. So that's my memories of Momo. But you gotta love him, you know. He meant well. I feel like this hook is too big, but maybe this is the hook I was using. Let's give it a shot. I just feel like I was using a thinner hook. 4 millimeter? Really, Julianne? Is that what I'm doing here? Hang on, bear with. Because this is a 3-weight yarn. Maybe it was that one. I kind of have a sneaking suspicion, though, that this might be too big of a hook, but we'll go with it anyway and see what happens. Get cotton to finish some projects I have going. Ooh, yeah. I keep buying, lately I keep seeing that K&C cotton, and it's so soft. It just seems like it would be really fun to work with. I've never worked with it before, but I got lavender colorway yesterday when I went to Joann's, and then I think I got a dusty rose color as well. And I got a bunch of them because they're kind of smaller skeins. So I'm not sure how many it's going to take to make things with. I got the package is ready to go, Amber. The package is ready to go. And since you are turning 40, it is my gift to you, my friend. I will be shipping that off to you today. It gives me an excuse to go to Dutch Bros. I'm shipping that to you. And Kim at Fortunate, I got her yarn, which was for the Bravos that she makes right here. So that will be going out today as well. Similar or identical to Mainstays, and I love this cotton. Oh, okay. The only cotton I've used is Sugar and Concrete, as Michael MDL Crochet calls it. That's the only one I've used. And it is pretty rough to work with, so it's okay if you're making it for, you know, like when I used that one for making the this. I'll just show you so I don't have to stumble on my words here. I made the mug rug, the mosaic mug rug from Alexis Sixel. So this was in the Sugars and Cream. And hugs and love. Right? So yeah, here, Bravo, you can have a mug rug to sit on. How's that? There we go. But yeah, so I used it for that. I don't think I would want a wearable with it, though. It just seems like it would be a little rough. You love those too. Yeah, I'm excited to try it. I think it would make a really nice wearable, whether you knit it or crochet. I would like to do some knitting because I keep seeing some really pretty patterns coming through in their knit. So I'm like, maybe I should try again. I can knit and purl for days, That's all I know though. So you start trying to make me do cabling and stuff, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. So which projects are you talking about the bag you were working on, Amber? You love those colors, Rita. Can I show you guys a little bit of what I bought yesterday? I know I'm squirreling. There's a color, there's a yarn that I kept gravitating towards but never bought. And because it was 60% off, I was like, now might be my chance. I know I'm a dork. I know. Okay. I have it in a tub over here. So first off, since it's right here, these are the two I got from Goodwill, and they smell delicious and they look cute. Then I got this one and this one. And don't those colors look nice together? I think those will phase really well for a blanket. That's my thought. So anyway, now I have enough for a blanket. And I mean, blanket yarn is perfect for a blanket. Tunisian bag and the thermal stitch bag. Yeah, those are coming out cute. So excited to use the Bernat Handy Crafter Cotton Variegated Blue, Red, White, and Pink Sand. Handy Crafter Cotton. Oh, I don't think I've seen that one. Hang on, let me put the boxes down. Okay, so I can open my tub here. I had found a tub that had a bunch of bubble wrap in it. And so I took out the bubble wrap because I'm like, I don't need this much bubble wrap. I saved it for shipping things. And I saved some of it still, but I'm like, this is just too much bubble wrap. And I need the bin for yarn. That's really where my head went with it. But I got lots of these. I'll just show you a couple of them so you can see. So this is the K&C cotton. And this is the lavender color. Lavender Field. And this one is Rose Garden. Oh, I like that. They're like making them into florals. Know how to knit, but never got as far as purl or cabling, but I can crochet for days. Yeah, exactly. The thing, so I had bought, this is another whip in the closet too. I had bought Mochi Land. I love her stuff. She's adorable. But I had bought her book. It was like a monsters book or something. And I had started knitting a monsters Ami. And I got to the part where I had finished the body, and then you were supposed to somehow like pick up additional needles or something so you could, you know, close it off and all of that. That's where it stopped. Hello, Granny D, and hello, Gianna. How are you guys doing? Yes, what's everybody working on? You find purling easier than the knit stitch. Yeah. Yep. I've done ones where you do like, you'll do like knit 5, purl 5, knit 5, purl 5, and you do that for so many rows, and then you switch the two. So you get like a checkerboard kind of squared effect, and that looks really cute. But the yarn that I got that I was excited about, and I had not picked it up, and it's very soft. It's Lion brand. It's called Heartland yarn. But I don't know if it'll pick it up. Do you see like it's I don't know how you'd call that. It's not flecked. It's like it's got two-tone intermixed in there. This one's called Sequoia. So I got a bunch of those. And then there's, let's see, that's not the same brand, but let me try this one. Okay, this one is. This one is called Olympic. So I got this in blue. You can kind of see it in the blue tone better. You see how it's like, it's not very, I wouldn't call it variegated though. It's kind of like it works its way together, right? It's interesting. Yeah, so soft, Mandy. I got it in this purple, which the purple is not as noticeable, but there is a little, to me, there is. It's kind of a mauve tone and then more of an orchid purple. It's kind of hard to pick it up on the light with the light I have, but so I got those 3. Is that all the ones I got? And then I got multiples of each one, because that's what I do. And then the other one I got that's similar and is also Lion brand, but I think I only got 2 of this one. So I was thinking maybe a scarf or something, but this one is it's called Basic Stitch Anti-Pilling. And this color is called Gold Heather or chine. I'm not sure how you pronounce that, but isn't this pretty, guys? And it does that same kind of tone where there's two-tone in there. Super pretty. I love yarn. It makes me happy. Oh, and the other ones I got were these two, and I'm gonna make this character that Lizzie kind of shared with you guys yesterday, but I wanted to try some different size type yarns to see if I can make some minis. And this I've never tried. Now I've done thread yarn, it's not yarn, I've done thread cotton, right? Like the pearl cotton to make mini Guromis. This is a one weight, super fine. These are called Big Twist Baby Bunny, and I only got one of each. And they are super, super soft, but they are a one. So you can kind of see how thin they are, right? So I'm going to work with these as well. So this is a pink one. It's kind of coming out looking white in the picture, but this one is called Strawberry Smoothie. This one is called Lavender. So yeah, that was my little haul, but I was very excited. I know Amber's like, can you pick me up a few of those? And I'm like, okay, they start shopping. Let's say I saved $150. Let's put it that way. I like that, right? This is how much I saved. We won't say how much I spent, but I saved $150. So that's counting for something. Let's see. What did I miss? Crocheting a crop top right now. It's almost done. I'm working on the border stitching. Ooh, that's exciting. Awesome. Oh, crop top. I'm not there yet. I think I'm past my days of being able to pull off a crop top. Oh my goodness. Even if I didn't have my after two children stomach. Anywho. Oh, so there was something that I wanted to ask you guys because I brought this up to my husband and we started chatting about it. I'm still looking for another hook. I feel like this is too big. I don't know why I think it's too big, but I do. I should have just written down the size that I was using so that I wouldn't be having to search for it. It's 4 millimeter. Yeah, 4 millimeter is the size that I used on Shy's Hexie Wrap. That's too big for this because this is a 3-weight yarn. I'm speaking out loud as I work through this in my head, so apologies. I think I used a 3. This is 3.5. It would just be nice if when I brought my project back upstairs, had the hook, I don't know, come with me, but I must have left it down there. But that's okay. I've got lots of hooks. I just have to search for the right one. This is what I use, Amber. Kind of like what you have, and it spins. So, till next summer, shade. You just wear them with a high-waisted skirt. Well, there you go. That's a good idea. Okay, this is a 2. All right, let's see if I can somewhat easily find a 3. Come on, guys. Let's see. 2, 2.75. We're getting there. We're close. We are close. Let's find a 3. I'm like 95% positive that's the size I was using. Is this 1 to 3? What is the letter on a 3, you guys? Do you remember offhand? Because this one just has a letter, but it doesn't have the number on it. That's a 3.5. Come on. Do I have any 3s? 4.5. Isn't that fun when they only print it on there and then you can't barely read it anymore? Okay, a G is a 4 point something or other. That's all I can deduct. I don't know. Let's see. I feel like that's an E hook. What is a 3 millimeter, you guys? What's the letter on a 3 millimeter? Let me look it up. 3 millimeter hook is what letter? Try using a D. Okay, so that's saying it's a D. Hi, Rebecca. Busy on the farm. The first doe is in labor. This can be a week-long process. It can take a week to get the baby out? Oh my goodness. That's nuts. Can you imagine having to be in labor for a week, you guys? That would, no, thank you. No, you're right. You are totally right, Mandy. Yes, you are totally right. I like that. I like that train of thought, and I agree. But for my own comfort level, it's more about what I feel, like my own feelings of comfort, you know, and what I feel comfortable wearing, I guess, more than what others would think of it. Sorry, this is loud. I apologize. Okay, I might just go with a C because that's close enough. I'm on the last round anyway. And of course, all of the size that I'm looking for are hiding in here. Wait, let's try the, 3.75. Okay, all right. I'm going with the 2.75. That's the decision I've just made. Okay, back to crochet. Doctor done. Time for a stop at Hobby Lobby. That's what I just said. That was your last trip, Amber. Famous last words. Let's see. You think it's a D size. Yeah, it says to use a C or a D. So I'm just going to go with the D because I think that should be fine. It'll be fine. Everything's fine. Yeah. My 3.5 is an E, so I think it's a D. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you are right. This is, so I don't generally get yarns that are the size 3, just because, not by choice really, it's just that all the yarns that I've tended to buy for Amis are usually a 4. Unless you get blanket, that's even higher, you know, so they don't tend to be smaller than that. But it's nice to use 3-weight. I like it. You know, obviously I'm making a wearable, and Lizzie also, whatever I make, I need to make a matching one for her. So luckily I have 2 of these, which means I can make a big one for her to wear so she can match her little plushie. Using a red or orange. Look at you in your memory, Gianna. The memory of the young. Okay. Yeah, you're right. I'm pretty sure I have it downstairs. That or I dropped it somewhere, which is also possible. You're going to try to buy shopping baskets? Like the ones that say Joanne on them? Ours are like totally gone. No hand baskets. They all have only just a few carts and they all say sold on them. So those are mostly gone. It's crazy. It's starting to feel a little sad. I don't know if you guys like pick up on vibes of places, you know? It's starting to get to that point though where it just feels like the last people are kind of trying to find those last yarns and stuff, and they're just like feverishly trying to get the last of it before the final closing. So, but I feel like it's also kind of been a dragged out closing as well. I'm not complaining though, because each week it usually goes down 10%. So I was organizing my yarn yesterday and found a long lost favorite hook in a bag. I was so mad that it was there the whole time. Oh my gosh. Mandy, I did something like that recently, and it wasn't a hook though that I found. I could not for the life of me find my Apple earbuds. I couldn't find them anywhere, and lo and behold, they were in the bottom of a bag that had a bunch of yarn in there, and I didn't see them, and I was reorganizing, and there they were. I kept getting a notice on my phone that would say like you know, the case has a battery too, right? So it would say like your AirPods case is down to 30%. And I'm like, oh gosh, I better find it before it dies, and then I will never find it, you know? You bought 2 for $5. Oh, 2 baskets for $5, Rita? That's cheap. Yeah, so that was a nice find. I mean, I've lost Apple pencils. Those are very expensive too. And then we buy another one and then I find them. So then you end up having more Apple pencils than one might need. So you've done that too, Mandy. Oh my gosh. Yes. I have done that with my wallet, because sometimes I bring a bag of something I'm working on. I'm like, well, that's going to double as my purse today. And so I'll check my my phone will go in there, and then my wallet will go in there. I'll set it down at some point when I get home, and then I walk away. And then the next day I'm like, I need to go somewhere, and I can't find my wallet. I don't remember where I put it. It's still hanging out in the bottom of the bag. Right? Yeah, Mandy, totally. Yes, that is right. Squirrel on so many things too. When I lose hooks, I always have to check the couch. The couch is beanbag chair. Yep. We have a massive one that's 4 feet tall and 5 feet round. Oh, I've seen those giant beanbag chairs. Those look lovely. Yeah, so one of my Apple pencils it had gone into the arm of the couch. So it was down into the cushion area where crumbs go from the kids eating and stuff like that. So it was pretty gross, but we found one there. So there's that, I have to spend way too much time figuring out where I put my phone. Yes. Oh my gosh. Orange was the color. Okay. I'll have to look for it, Gianna. This is working out fine. It's very close and since I'm only doing this last round, I feel like it's not going to make a big difference. So, hi Heather. Welcome in. When I was growing up, I was making my bed and I found $20 under my mattress. I was 8, so I was super excited about it. Was it your 20 or whoever was sleeping in that room before you used 20? They were trying to hide it but forgot about. That's funny. Yeah. I know my husband always gets after me because he's like, if you had set places that you put things, they would always be there when you needed to find them. And I'm like, where's the fun in that? But yes, nine times out of 10, I'm like searching for stuff I should already know where it is. And I'll even put things, I remember I put something somewhere and in my head, I thought this is a good place for this because I will remember where I've put it. This is a perfect spot. And then, a month down the line, I'm like, where the heck did I put that? Can't find it anywhere. Oh my gosh. It was my $20. It slipped out my wallet one day. Wow, nice. That is nice when you find money like that, like in a pocket or something. I've done that. Like a year later, found it in a pocket that was like a winter coat or something. And I was like, $20, what? Yes, please. Thank you. Yeah. It doesn't happen often enough, but when it does. Speaking of finding 20s, you guys, I still remember in middle school, at our middle school back in California, one of the things that they had us doing was line dancing. That was like part of the PE that we were doing. And so, there was a commentator talking about swing your partner round and round, do-si-do, touch the ground, I don't know, and promenade around the corner, whatever. And so I remember I was like being led. We were all kind of if you can imagine, think of a pinwheel, right? So we were kind of in this formation and we were going around in a circle, okay? And I went around and I had a partner and whatever. I'm going around and I spotted a $20 on the ground. But I was like mid-formation, right? And I couldn't just rip my hand off of my partner and stuff. But I'm like, okay, on my next go around, I'm going to pick up that 20. Somebody picked it up between the rounds. I'm like, no, that was mine. Oh, and to this day, I regret not picking it up the first time I saw it. My pixel buds go with me, so I'm always in a new spot when I put them down. Yeah, pixel buds. Is that another type of earbud? An accidental savings account, right, Monique? Oh my gosh. Exactly. Yeah. An accidental savings. You just start, it's like you're hoarding money, like putting it in weird places that you'll find later. I've set places for things and then other people decide that's not where things go and move them. So that doesn't always work. Yeah. Yeah. You can't help when it gets moved, not by you, right? It's moved by somebody else. Birthday card, and I guess I stuck it in my sock drawer. I always save cards. A year later, I found it. Oh my gosh. That's so cool. See, it was like you got to enjoy it twice. That's like when my mom is so funny. She'll think she gets the joke, and she'll laugh, you know, and she's like getting to enjoy it. Then she realizes that she didn't really get it the first time, and then she really gets it the second time. She gets to laugh again, so she enjoys them twice. So I always giggle. Oh my gosh. Pixel Buds are just, oh, Google's version. Gotcha. They're all, I can never remember what the things are called. I call them ear pods, earbuds. They're all over the place. I don't know. Ear things. You know? Like, I don't know what they're called, but whatever they're called, they are nice to have. Especially when you go to like a kids, we have a place called Kids Club, and it's so loud. And then you can use the noise canceling on them. That's always good. Oh, so I don't know if this will make people squeamish or not, but yesterday, so yesterday after the live, I was helping Lizzie with her schoolwork, you know, and she had a lot yesterday. And so, I was helping her. There was like a flip book. You remember the old flip books where they flip up? So it'll look like the title page is shorter, then the next page is a little longer, a little longer, a little longer, and they'll have like a title on each one, right? So you can flip them up. So I was helping her cut them out, and then I just needed to staple them really quick. So I was doing that while she was working on English, and I had gotten my pink stapler that I have. And of course I try to staple it, and the staple like doesn't come out. And so now it's jammed, and I have to unjam it. And so there's a part inside when you open it up that holds the staples in, right? There's like a spring, and then it holds the staples in. So I was trying to pull that back so that I could get to the staples and then unjam it so I could get this silly thing stapled. When I went to pull the thing back, somehow I unhooked it, and the spring shot it around, and it dove into my thumb. And it's like a fish hook, if you can imagine. So now I'm tethered to the stapler, and it's also, the spring is also trying to pull it back out of my thumb. And so I was like, I legit, you guys, had a panic attack, because I don't like that feeling of being contained or restrained by something. And so I was like panicking, and I had to get my husband in to help me. We actually ended up cutting the spring on the back. And, you know, with it being a hook, there's only one way it can come back out. Otherwise, it's not coming out, right? And I figured it out, but it was quite the trauma for me yesterday. I was just like, and I'm surprised. You can't even barely tell. You can kind of see the little dot where it went in, but that's all you can really see. And it's sore, but I can still crochet, and it's fine. It didn't, you know, it was just mostly like a lot of tears were coming down. My kids were not used to seeing me cry. And I was like panicked. I just couldn't, I was freaking out. It was usually your 15-year-old who moves it, because he decides his stuff goes in that spot, and then he has no idea what he did with my stuff. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, Mandy. I was saying to Lizzie, I'm like, go get your dad. Before I really started freaking out, I was like, go get your dad. And she was like, what's up, Mom? And I'm like, go get your dad. And then Sean starts asking a question too. I'm like, get in here. I'm stuck. Like everything that could like prolong this moment was prolonging it. Just one of those days, you know. But I managed to. I was like so just overdone with the day after that. And then I was like, I don't want to do school anymore. But we did, and then I was like, I get to go to Julianne's now. So it was kind of nice. I got to go out on my own and just have a little me time and enjoy a Joanne's trip in the evening. So that was lovely. So thanks, Amber. Yeah, that was my excitement yesterday, and I'd like to not ever repeat that again. Very accident prone, so my husband always knows to ask if I'm bleeding first. I know, right? Are you bleeding? Okay, the next question. I know. I'm like, did you not hear the panic in my voice? Oh my goodness. Did you think I was kidding? Get in here. Help me. Yeah. Oh, so the question I wanted to ask you guys, and I stumped my husband with this question, and I didn't chat GPT it. I could have and found the answer. This could totally be a blonde moment as well. So let me preface it with that. It's probably a very obvious answer, but I can't for the life of me think about what it is. This has to do with bees, okay? You know I like bees. And basically, my question is, why do bees make honey? That's my question. Because, so like they get the pollen, you know, they get the pollen, they make the honey, or it's usually like, I think it's actually bee throw up, basically, is what honey is, I think. So like I get that, you know, but beekeepers too, they have those little things, right? So the bees stay in the boxes, and then they have the honey that's made, and the comb, honeycomb, and all of that. But like, why is honey made, or is it just for us to enjoy? I know that sounds ridiculous. It's because, yes. Oh my gosh. I just couldn't think of it. Like, why do they make honey? There has to be a reason. They can't just be this really great relationship where they're like, here, have this delicious, sweet treat, you know? There's got to be a reason. So they throw up and then eat it? Because isn't that what it is? Hi, Lydia. Another play date, Helix. Oh my goodness. Have fun, and hopefully you have a parent or somebody you can chit chat with, or if not, something to whip, you know, crochet on. That'd be fun. Did I stump everybody, or is everybody like, oh geez, she doesn't know this? Her blonde roots are showing. Yes, love to you, Helix. I just couldn't think of it. I may have to chat GPT it, but I was just like, why? Because wouldn't the boxes overflow if there was nobody there to take the honey from them and to clear off the honeycomb? What happens? It overflows? I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out, Rebecca, what is the purpose of a bee making honey? Unless it's for us to eat it. I don't know. Okay, she Googled it. Okay, hi Winsome. Bees make honey as a way to preserve nectar and store it for later use. Honey is also the food for colony when other food source is unavailable, because they aren't nectar and flowers available. Oh, okay. I stumped you. You're in my court here. I don't feel so bad. I'm like, I feel like I should have known that answer, but I just could not think of it. Bees go dormant in the cold. Anyways, yes, Winsome. And we can stitch it. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, Pandemonium, are you and Helix buddies? Is that how you found me? That's so cool. I love Helix. She's awesome. Yeah, that just totally. I'm sitting there. My husband and I were driving to Target over the weekend, and I was like, I have this random thought, and I can't figure it out. It's so funny. Oh my gosh. I'm just like, I don't know the answer. He didn't either. So, what thread do I order for my micro crochet journey? Well, the book you got, Rebecca, those didn't look. They might be thread, but it was hard to tell. So the threads I usually get are DMC, and I get the pearl cotton thread. So this one is a variegated, but I have a ton of ones that are not. But you can see from this little end, it's like two twisted together. So it's easier to work with than if you just got regular embroidery thread. Winsome, on the other hand, uses like legit thread, teeny, teeny, tiny. But this is as small as I go, and just to show you, I mean, you guys have seen these before, but these are micro crocheted with thread. So you can tell they come out very small, and you use the little lace needles and such. I am currently working on a little cardigan for a plushie that I made my daughter, and there will be a video about it. So I've got one side, and I'm working on the other side. which actually I think I just finished it. I think that was the last row I needed to do. So it's a hexy cardie. Did I put that on the right way? I think I did. So far it's like this, right? So it's like a hexy cardie. But it's not going to fit around the plushie this way. However, the arms are small. So my plan is this is going to become a cuffed sleeve. Okay, so that the sleeve is shorter and it looks really cute. So on both sides, that's going to become a cuff. And then on the back side, instead of stitching it together, I'm going to create like a little motif, little square, mini granny square motif that goes along the back so that it can become longer in the back to wrap around, and then it will have a tie in the front. So I'll share all that stuff in the video that I'm going to work on as well. Feeds the hive, the queen, and the larva. Okay, so they eat it. They're not making it for us. What do I know? Oh my gosh. She shows, and she didn't say like, what did she say? Just pick whatever one you like the best or something? I'm excited to see what you come up with, Rebecca, or like how your projects come out from that book and if you like that book. Yeah, so I'm using Shies. I used Shies so far. So all this stuff will be linked when I do the video. But I used her pattern just to get out to this size. But I'm going to share like the hook sizes and how I've altered it and all that jazz. So this one is going to be geared towards those that wanted to make clothing for like a plushie doll. And it doesn't have to be the same plushie that I made, but you can utilize it for any plushie that you have, you know. Says it's waxed. Why do I get this? Do I get this? Oh, so what did I use? I don't think it says that. I don't think the yarn is waxed. No, it just says 100% cotton pearl. Yeah, I don't think that it's waxed. The only time I've ever waxed yarn like that or like thread is when I was doing the journaling stuff and you're making the actual like the little ties that you would tie the journal closed. They would have you wax it just to keep it from undoing. It helps stick it together. So wax does do that. That is something that it would do, but I can't imagine waxing the entire Ami, all the thread that you're going to need. That doesn't make any sense to me. Unless it's already threaded. It's already waxed thread, but I never buy waxed thread. I don't know. It seems weird to me. You're making a grocery bag hanger thing. Nice. So like for all your reusable bags and stuff to hang them on, that'll be nice. My sister from another mister was making a YouTube channel for my business, and she was like, OMG, I got you, here's a bunch. Oh, that's so cool. I love that. And hi, Tia, welcome back. Hello from Philadelphia. Yeah, it's such a nice community, honestly, Pandemonium. I wanted a safe space. So I have, if you haven't picked up, I'm sure Helix already told you because I know she's over there too. Mama G and Rusty, very safe space, accepting of everybody, you know, no drama, you know, all that kind of jazz. That's really just a hangout, fun, nice place. And then I do add videos here and there with tutorials or like book reviews, that kind of stuff. Books like craft books, that kind of thing. Oh, yeah. The plastic ones, Heather. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I got holders for those from IKEA, and we shoved so many in there that the 2 holders we have are full, and then they just spill out and they're in bags upon bags. It's just so much. So I understand why they were going towards reusable bags, but I just can't. I have to remember them. That's the only problem. I always have to remember them. I was just looking. These actually look really cute together too, but that's not what I'm working on. So I think, because I'm going to have to think about this before I actually, because I'm going to have to design something, which is why I will share whatever I design in the video that's coming. But so far, I've got the sides, and they look cute. You know, they're kind of opposite, right? This one, I was like, oh my gosh, please get to the purple, because I thought it was going to be all that blue. But it did. It changed the color, so it's good. Let's see. I'll be going to India in a few weeks, packing for the trip. Flight's on June 5th. Oh, how fun. How long are you going to be there for? Oh, it's already waxed. Yeah. I just don't know how that would feel, to work with, Rebecca, because it's going to make it kind of sticky. There's actually, if you don't have waxed thread, you can wax it because they have these little like plastic containers that have a roll of wax inside, and then you basically run the thread across the wax. That's just another way to wax thread, but it's kind of not great. It just seems like too much work. Too much work. We don't got time for that. Daughter's science book has a unit on honeybees. Oh, I love honeybees. They're my spirit animal. The big chunky ones that like get drunk on pollen and they just like their little back legs, they pass out in the flower. I love them. They're so cute. All right. Have a good day, Rebecca. Yes, keep us posted on all the new babies being born in the spring. She's got tons of little baby chicks. And then apparently the doe is, I had to think about that. I'm like, wait, is the doe the baby? No, the fawn is the baby. The doe is going to have a baby soon. Oh, you're going to be there for a month. That is going to be a nice long trip. Let's see. Kerala baking. Oh, you're going to go to Kerala. Gotcha. In South India. Wow. The heat. I feel like the heat of your hand and the friction of the hook, the wax thread, would be horrible to work with, right, Amber? Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with that. Definitely. So when you guys use, here's a question. When you guys use a one weight, if you've ever used a one weight, what size hook have you used? It says the recommended is a 2.5 millimeter, but I want to go smaller than that. She had triplets last year. That same doe had triplets? Is that usual for deer to have that many babies at once? Like I think with the larger animals, it seems like usually it's 1, maybe 2. 3 seems a little bit overkill to me. She was just trying to show off by the 3rd one, you know? Oh my goodness. Like I was thinking maybe okay, so they said 2.5 millimeter. I was thinking maybe a 2 millimeter or maybe even smaller. I don't know. You would only go down to 3 weight. Run it. Oh, and you run ones with something else. I gotcha. Well, I'm going to make an Ami with it. So that's where I'm at. See, because when I do the thread, I wonder what this would be considered here. Let's look and see what the difference in size is. I think it's actually kind of similar, but also there's enough of a difference. Yeah, it's definitely thicker. I don't know if you can really pick that up, but it's definitely thicker than just pearl cotton is, but not by a whole lot, you know? And I think the last thing I did was a 0.75 with it. So I don't know if I'd want to go that small, but yeah, I'm not making a wearable though. I'm making a plushie. Oh God, I can never find that center pole. They really have to get better. They need to make better machines, you guys, that just have the thing sticking out. 2 or 2.5. Okay. That's what I was thinking. I thought a 2 might be good. I found it. It's a little bit of barf, but not by much. That's a I can work with that, you know. That's not too bad. Yeah. I might do one in a pearl just to see how tiny it comes out, but I like these. I've been liking this yarn. It's polyester and viscose, I guess. 65% polyester, 35% viscose. So soft though. And I've seen it so much, but I was like, one weight, what am I going to do with that? You know? And I know they're probably it's called Baby Bunny. It's probably for making wearables for babies would be my guess. But there's no more babies around me anyway. Hello, how's it going, Kimmy? You made your first Ami. What'd you make? Oh no, pandemonium. You got one side's all messed up. No. I did that yesterday when I was on live and I was working on the other side of that hexie. I like forgot to put the corner in and it just looked weird. It was supposed to be more angular and it was just rounded. I had to figure out what I did. Messing it up on purpose so it matches because I refuse to frog it. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Hey, whatever works, whatever works. I know. There's times where I do the same. I would do the same thing. It's always fun when you're doing a tutorial though, and you're like, you realize you're not coming to the right number at the end and you're like, add an extra random one. Oh, that's right. I think you mentioned sea turtle, that you were doing that. I remember hearing that, unless there was somebody else making a turtle, but yeah. Okay, so let me just grab where I was working on, because this is somebody else's pattern that I'm looking at. Oh, they used, actually for theirs, they used 2.25 millimeter crochet hook and sport yarn. That's what they're using. Okay, well, here we go. Yeah, so Lizzie's got less school today than yesterday. Yesterday was just crazy. So it shouldn't take too long. I'm hoping it goes by quickly this afternoon because I don't think her nor I really want another day of working on it all afternoon. You do 1.25? I thought I had another, I thought I had found one that had a sleeve to it that was smaller, but that one's a 2. These were the ones that came in that kit. Remember I did a kit from High Crochet? They came with 2 millimeter hooks. That's why I have so many of the same one. 2.1, 1.65, 1.75. Oh, let's give it a go, shall we? 1.7. Yeah. All right, let's try it. Let's see how much smaller it makes them. Yeah, because I really want it to be small. I want to see, like, it doesn't have to be as small as I could feasibly make it, but just small, you know, without it being annoying to work with, I guess, is where I'm at. Oh, yeah, that's comfortable to work with. That'll do. That'll do, donkey. That's my Shrek impression. Well, that's the donkey. No, that's the Shrek. Yeah, that's the Shrek. Sea turtle, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Anybody have plans for this weekend? Anything going on? Okay. Yeah, I missed Mama G and Rusty yesterday. We were so having to do so much work that I like totally I missed their live. And I always like to be there on Wednesdays for that. But I'll have to catch the replay at some point here, maybe later today. Picture of Sid the sea turtle on my post page on my channel. Maybe that's where I saw it, Kimmy. I was like, I knew somebody was making a turtle. I think it was you. I just remember I forget sometimes where I've seen things, you know. All right, let me see if I can pull this tighter. Yeah, it was funny when I was doing my walk earlier and I walked by the middle school and they had the band, like the marching band was in the parking area and they were marching around the parking area playing a song. They must have some sort of event coming up. Hello, Tammy. Good to see you. And so I was like really trying to hoof it because I didn't want to be followed by a marching band. I was like trying to get by. So it was pretty funny. Hello, Melissa. How are you? What are you doing? What are you working on? Then you made me go shop. No, that was actually a very nice ending to my day, Amber. So thank you for that. That was lovely. I needed that actually after having hooked my thumb and then, you know, just all the school and stuff. And oh my goodness. Oh, good. Winsome, are you done now that you took that English language test that you had? So did you get the certification that you needed? That's really good. I know, because I mean, you were working on that for so long. It's nice that it's finally done. I'm going to use those new stitch markers that I got, you guys. I got smaller ones that are the plastic. See the difference? Since it's a thinner yarn, it should, in theory, not leave a gap behind. That's my thought. Look how cute it looks, too. It's just like a little baby one. Oh, you had a 10-day vacation? Oh, I hope you got lots of rest and relaxation in. Sounds lovely. And look at Melissa's in the pool. I was cleaning it. It's hot in Florida. I made half a yip yip this morning. Are you making, what size, Melissa? Like, how big is this yip yip that we're talking about? Is it the teeny thread one like this guy? I still need to finish the other one. That's going to be my earrings. One of these days, you will just come on and I will have giant, or not giant, but you know, small yip yips hanging from my ears. It's May long weekend here in Canada. It's our anniversary this weekend. Might go to a car show. Nice. You're preparing for C2, which is harder, and the SAT. Oh my goodness. Wow. How many are there, Winsome? Is it like, is C2 the last one, or how many C1s are there? Just seems like a lot. Pretty good size. Much bigger, yeah. Those are so cute, though. I want to make some bigger ones, too. But when I saw Kim at Fortunate Creations, yeah, when I saw her making all of those, I'm like, I'm going to try to make them small and see what happens. So this is always the hardest stitch for me, is when you hit round 2 and it's that first stitch. Because I never remember to make that one a little bit looser just so I can get into it easier. So there we go. Okay, now we're good. Yeah, happy anniversary, Shade. My little one, right? I'm making another, so the other earring one is being made out of pink. So I've so far got like the little bucket part, but I still need to build it up. What? Maybe 2 more rounds or so? Let's see. Yeah, maybe, or no, you know what? I think, no, it looks like 2 more rounds. I think maybe 2 more rounds, and then I should be able to start getting the face put together. So I didn't do, like when Kim did hers, when you leave this back loop behind, you're supposed to put the little threads into the back loop, right? So on the front, I did every single loop. On the back, though, so far I've only done every other loop, but I might add in and just go ahead and fill them in. I was just thinking it might get too crazy, but nah, it'll be fine. Then he's going to be like, is spinning, look like he's going to eat my face. You're having technical difficulties. Aw. I know, me too. I love the yip yips. They're so cute. I wanted the eyeballs to kind of like the black part to touch the purple, but just because I thought it looked more cartoony. I mean, not that they're not. You can't. This is obviously cartoony, but you know what I mean. And it didn't. They just didn't touch. It's fine. It still came out cute. So, all right. So we're on to round 2. Okay. Yeah, it's like those first couple stitches, and then it usually starts to get a little bit easier. They have, at our Joann's, actually, they have these kits that are, I never saw them there before. I think they were Katana, I think was the brand. One of the Joann's has a fire truck is the plushie that you make, and it comes with a bunch of small skeins, and they look thin. The yarn in there looks thin to make the Amis with. So one was the fire truck, and then the other one has a little kit to make a mermaid doll. It was really cute. Melissa, yes. What colors would you make? Do you have like favorite colors that you go with? You should definitely make Yip Yip earrings. That would be amazing. Then we'd be matching. Could have matching earrings. Let's see. 1, 2, 1, 2. There we go. Hello, daughter. I know. I love that you guys hang out on YouTube together. That's just awesome. I was asking my mom this morning when I went and visited her. She's like, I always see that you're on YouTube and it always says you're live. And I'm like, well, why don't you come and say hi? She's like, well, because I'm watching Lester Holt and she's watching her other shows and stuff. And I'm like, if you're missing me, you can always come in and say hello. She's come on once. Some of you might remember. I can't remember who was in when she did come in, but Mama Frizzy came on once. Green, orange, and blue, all the colors. Yeah, I know. Then you can pair it with whatever you're wearing, right? Depending on the day. I just figured purple and pink are good choices for me. I do have those colors in my wardrobe. Okay. This yarn is very sleek feeling. I don't know. It got almost like a little shine to it as well. But it's not bad to work with. It's just harder because I'm using a tiny hook, but I'm excited to see how tiny this little guy is going to come out. Never cut the cord. Do you have more kids, Melissa, or is it just you and Monique? Like she's your only child, I mean. It's like besties, right? You guys can do lots together. I love that, though. I also would love to see a picture, because I think you were saying, Melissa, that you have chickens and they come into your kitchen, right, and hang out sometimes. I want to see a picture of that. That sounds amazing. Yeah, my mom and I have always been very close. Growing up, she's always my best friend. So, as I chuck my hook, flinging it. And we're still very close. We don't talk every day, but we talk quite often. And they come over at least twice a week, if not more. You every day, 3 times a day. She's your oldest. Then I had 3 boys. Last 2 were twins. Oh, I gotcha. Identical or fraternal? How cool. Okay, hang on. I split the yarn. Oh my goodness. Now I'm taking my hook out here. There we go. Even for as small as this yarn is, it's got quite a few strands in there. How many strands is it? It almost looks like more than usual. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 strands, just like in embroidery thread. Interesting. Huh. Your mom's your best friend. Oh, fraternal twins. She's a spoiled chicken. Like one comes in and out of the 60-something. Oh my gosh. So she's probably, like, she knows. I don't know. She's probably got quite the personality if she's like the one that comes in and hangs out with you. That's so cute. What's her name? Does she have a name? She seems like she needs a name. Oh my goodness. Get over there. Yeah, this is fun. This yarn is interesting. I can't. Oh my gosh. Oh, I see. Okay. I couldn't tell if I had already gone into that one or not. Yeah. Busy mama. And you guys are at Monique, you and Melissa, you guys are in Florida, you said, right? She's 8 years old, speedy and fast. How old do chickens get? I don't know very much about chickens. Like, what is a good lifespan on a chicken? Do tell, do tell. I'm curious now. I have 15 grandchildren. Oh my gosh. Monique, do you have kids, and how many do you have? You're very close with your daughter. Aw, you too, Kimmy. Yeah. My daughter and I are very close. I mean, although there's times where there's like, I'm like wanting her to tell me things and then she doesn't. And she wants to keep it to herself. I'm just like, you don't want to tell me. Why not? But I get it. Like, it's good. It's a good thing. Like, she wants to have her own privacy. I get that, but at the same time, I'm like, you don't want to tell your mom. Come on. 15 years is long. Wow. So kind of the same as like a cat or a small dog, ish. That seems pretty long to me, but you have 5 kids all homeschooled. Oh my gosh. I don't know how you do that, Monique. I'm struggling hard with one. That's because she's trying. She really wants to keep doing homeschooling for another couple years. And I'm like, well, if you got to start taking on more of it. So it's not me doing all the work, like take initiative, try to get through the lessons. You have questions, you ask me, of course, but like if I feel like I'm doing the work for you, that's not good. Because then she's not learning anything, So 1, 2, 3. But yeah, I also think I need to find a better curriculum. So that is, I'm not going to stick with what we're doing now. We're still in the school district right now that we're in. It's just their online school, and I'm not going to keep going with that this next year. It's just not, the teachers don't really do anything. They don't have lessons. There's no video lessons or anything like that. It's all online, and then all they do is really kind of grade and give them credit for stuff. 5 grandkids are bonus. Aw. They're lazy with their school too. Well, and then Lizzie's got a bestie who she is an online friend with, who's also homeschooled. And she's like, well, she just had a little writing to do and a little tiny bit of reading. She was done really fast. Why does mine take so long? And it's just like, well, there's different variations of homeschooling, right? Some parents are very like, you've got to do all the subjects. You should be doing work for at least several hours in the day. And then I think that there are others that are very loose with that and probably don't require too much. I need the structure, so I tend to be more towards the have a plan of attack and have it so that you're also doing all the subjects and learning different things as well. But you have a cow that is just as spoiled. He's a big baby. Oh my gosh. So yeah, so it's a he. So it's a bull, or 15 years on average. Yeah, wow. Old chickens, man. Old chickens. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. I feel like I'm dancing. I bet cows must live. Well, how long do cows live? I feel like do they live as long as the chickens? We have a lot of cows around here, horses, alpacas. You used to have a house that I saw some pigs at, but I don't see the pigs anymore, so I don't know what happened there. Or I probably do know what happened, but... And lots of chickens, tons of chickens. Sometimes randomly on the side of the road, they're just hanging out. Like they got out of the house or out of the pen, the coop. Right? You have 26 hens and 2 roosters. Oh my goodness. 30 years ago when it was taboo. Oh, he's a steer. He was banded. Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah. I know when I've talked to my mom about that too, because I was like, because I had bullying when I was bullied very heavily in 5th grade actually, which for me homeschooling would have been really good probably, but that was very taboo, like you said back then. So there was really not a lot of homeschooling happening, I think. Or if you were, there was a stigma about it. But now it's more and more prevalent. So I feel like that's going away, which I'm happy about. So, although I'm sure we'll still get the eyes here and there, you know. People like, like that's what you're doing? Well, yeah, that's what I'm doing. It's fine. It's working out. It's working out mostly. I'm not as busy. I'm not being able to get as much done as I was before. So it has kind of put a wrench in the stuff that I wanted to get done. And that's kind of why I'm more pushing towards either going back or figuring out a different curriculum so that she can take initiative with it more and it's not as confusing and the system's better, you know, that kind of stuff. I've almost finished, my goodness. I'll probably be heading out though, you guys. Maybe I'll give it another couple minutes, but yeah, just probably head out here so I can get her back to doing her studies and get them done. And go from there. Oh, this is going to be cute. This is going to be cute. I'm working on a leg and it's tiny. Can you see it? Can you even see it? It's not very big, you guys. I have to count on the other one because I think I did I do less? Oh no, I think I did the legs. I need one more round, so let's finish this one. And then the leg is done. So it's going to be really small. Exciting times. Hi, Sonia. How's it going? Glad you could pop in. I'm going to be heading out, actually. It's kind of at the tail end, but I just wanted to finish this little leggy here that I'm working on. I'm almost done. I just have a single crochet around here. Are you at work? Working and lurking? My family thinks that I'm crazy at this time in my life, having 3 kids plus homeschooling. Yeah, I don't think you're crazy. I get it, but it is a lot of work, right? You really have to rejigger your life when you homeschool, you know. This thread actually, so this yarn is much easier to work with than the pearl cotton yarn, in my opinion. It's smooth, so it's easier to slip the hook into. But yeah, the other one's a little tough sometimes, and I've seen actually because I follow this gal. I think her handle is like Le Plume, Pleum. Crochet. She makes teeny tiny purses, little bags, tons of them, and she'll frame them in shadow box frames and stuff. They're so pretty, and she'll do mosaic and other kinds, you know. But I remember the last one I remember seeing was a mosaic one where she did, I think it was like a Korean sort of, it's kind of not tribal. That's not what I'm trying to say. It was a bird, but it was very almost like a hieroglyphic looking, if you can imagine. You know what I mean? It was kind of tribally looking. Yeah, it is a full-time job, right? Oh, your numbers are going up too. Yeah, with your chickens. Yep. But anyways, so it's really cool. You guys should check her stuff out. But she usually, when she works with micro crochet, she'll wear one of those, it's like a rubber finger thingamajigger that has little bumps on it so that it can hold the work for you, because it slips out. Your hook will slip out of the thread sometimes, or you'll split the thread, and it's so tiny it's hard to kind of grip it. So that does look like that does help. Monique, do you do mini groomies? Sounds like your mama wants some yip yips. Oh my goodness. going to switch over to homeschooling, but then my kiddo got accepted into a medical program at his high school because he wants to be a doctor. So I decided to let him roll with it. Yeah, wow. That's awesome. How cool that they have that in high school. I wish they had like an art school. They do apparently, but it's for high school, I believe. I don't know. It might be, it's either high school or middle school around here. And I'm not sure exactly like what all that entails. I think it's somewhere in Vancouver area. And you have to actually apply to get into it. But there's nothing for the younger grades. You have it, but you will. She wants them. There you go. Well, she just had a birthday, right? So what comes next? And we already passed Mother's Day, so I guess Christmas. Yeah, Melissa, she's going to now. That's right. You've given her an idea. So there you go. Look at the little foot. It's so tiny. This is going to be really cute. I am fascinated, and I always have been, with how you can make characters so much difference in size based on the yarn and hook size. So I love just making them in different sizes. You guys sell your eggs sometimes. Yeah. I can't imagine you could eat that many eggs. 60 chickens? Whew, that's a lot of eggs. Yeah. Well, I think I will head out for the day, you guys. But thank you for coming and hanging out, and welcome, Frizzy friend Monique. It's so nice to have you on my members now, or in my members group now. Right? When you want something exactly, Melissa. I know. I do this. I kind of do that too. I'm like, these were from you guys. There are tiger stripes. I like to call them tiger stripes because then it makes you feel like, you know, I mean, you did. You went through a lot to get those children that you have, right? So, and our bodies don't always bounce back the same. They kind of bounce a different direction sometimes. Oh my gosh. But I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day, and that you have an awesome weekend ahead. And I will catch you guys next week. All right. Goodbye.